Yeesh, only 277 likes. Independent and unaligned. You're right, I've changed. It's just... No, I don't think so. Oh god, she's calling her Substack unaligned? Oh, man. A place for open minds and ideas that transcend partisan purity. Me calling her a grifter would be like a compliment, because the alternative would be... lead poisoning? Like, it's not even just... AI-generated header? Son of a bitch, you're right. You're right, it is. Extra line there. No border on this flower. No distinction between these petals. This is an incoherent... I'd say she AI-generated the damn image. Liberals? I don't even know if she could be described as that anymore. Did you see Jill Stein saying she would pardon Jan Sixers? Hold on. Okay, one really funny... Okay, okay. First of all, I notice a pattern here. You all want to hate on women. Okay, I see it. I see the direction this is going. And as like you know, the facilitator of this content, we can engage in this, but one woman at a time. Okay, let's not get overindulgent with this one. We're not playing that game. Okay, so genuinely, I can't read this because first of all, it's embarrassing. I don't even feel the need to explain why. To have essentially like heralded an entire era of left-leaning independent content online, and then to trivially and irrationally and quite stupidly just throw all of that because your show's views are declining, you're upset other people are pulling ahead of you, you know, you're whining about it in like private shows. You decide that the term birthing person affects you personally. I don't know. It's embarrassing. And it's... She just cries about the homeless and trans stuff. It's not... Look, like I've always said, it's either grifter or retardation. Call it. Flip the coin. I don't fucking know. I don't know. My evolution started in 2022 when I was sexually assaulted by a homeless man in my neighborhood as I was walking my dog. I'm gonna be real with you. That's real tragic. If you pivot to being a right-winger, or I'm sorry, unaligned off of that, I don't need to pretend that like that's so justified. Like, I'm like, come on, this is like elementary school stuff. This is trivial. Like, oh, you can't criticize me being wrong. I'm wrong because of trauma. What is this, like Tumblr? Is this like 2011? What are you talking about? This doesn't work anymore. Well, do you remember that one really funny Twitter post from a guy who was like, I don't know, Groiper friend or whatever? And he was like, you know, people always ask me, Groiper friend, how did you become so based? And it's an image of him in like 1987, and he's a little peepo, and he's on the playground crying because some black guys are being mean to him or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? No? Somebody find it. You could find it really quick. It's not exactly an unpopular image. I've seen it so many times on Twitter because it's so funny. Yet she seems to be pivoting towards positions that would create more homeless people. I've covered enough Anna Kasparian content over the past 2 years to feel assured that there's not really any point in, like, logically defeating her positions, because there is no logic to them. The pivot is, again, tardation or grift. Call it. You know, if anything, we're kind of, like, dignifying it by pretending that there's, like, an argument. You know? Is this the best unaligned of all time? I'm sure she would say so. Think I got it? Here we go. So Anna Kasparian's movement away from the left. It's very, very, very common for people who are grifting, or for people who have very poor like political roots, to use like personal experience or bias as a justification or springboard. It's the justification of like every single turf, basically, right? J.K. Rowling wrote her little manifesto where she was like, you know, as someone who's been sexually assaulted in the past, I fear trans women. Okay, connect A to B. What's the issue? J.K. Rowling, connect A to B, but she never did. She never connected A to B. No, I remember funny rhetorician. Yeah, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, you know? Others accused me of feeding into racist tropes because they assumed my attacker was black, but I had never even disclosed the man's race. He was white. Then there was the insane reaction to one of my tweets in March 2023. I'm a woman. Please don't ever refer to me as a person with a uterus, birthing person, or person who menstruates. It's a facts over feelings kind of dynamic. I'm really sorry. The medical terminology of person with the uterus is just like, it's just a very straightforward. You don't see me getting upset. Like, you know, I go to a hospital and I'm reading a little pamphlet on like chance of prostate cancer. And they're like, you know, people with prostates might need to get an exam when they're 40 or older or whatever. Doesn't really hurt me personally, I guess. Vaush, human with penis. Never call me human with penis, okay? I will immediately pivot over to the right wing if you do that. All hell broke loose after I posted these words. Most friends in left-wing media didn't bother reaching out privately to discuss their disagreement with my personal preference. The funny thing is, I did reach out personally. She just never responded. Instead, many self-described socialists took it upon themselves to profit from conflict by publicly attacking me with monetized videos. How dare these YouTubers who talk about politics cover politics in videos they monetize? You're telling me people who talk about politics for their job make money talking about politics? That's crazy. You have to pay to comment on this Substack article, by the way. She's mad because TYT is running net negative. Haven't they been shouting out the Polymarket, the Peter Thiel-owned multi-billion-dollar, like, political gambling site more lately? That's cool. It sucks, too, because I do like Jenk on a personal level. It's, I don't know. Who cares to navigate, like, the social, you know, oh, well, what about this? What about that? What about such and such? You look at the facts as they are. A smaller leftist YouTube show put out 5 separate videos skewering me about the tweet while conveniently erasing the advocacy I had done on behalf of the transgender community throughout my career. Well, let's see where she intends on going with this. What to expect from Unaligned. I'm hungry for hungry. These bitches hungry for dialogue. A space for in-depth analysis and a judgment-free zone. Me when I care about political outcomes. Woman moment. Hold on there, nuts, okay? Virulent transphobia, leaving the left and being, like, you know, adamantly pro, like, cracking down on crime, anti-homeless to the degree of, you know, essentially endorsing broken windows policing methods. Those are all fine and dandy. Making a light misogynistic joke is completely out of line. Nuts, I don't want to see that again from you, okay? Engagement with me in the comment section for paid subscribers. Join me and be part of the dialogue. The point of this new project is the pursuit of intellectual freedom and open mind. It's genuinely, it's like Dave Rubin. It's literally just the Dave Rubin. It's like identically in like the ideological foundations and in the specific line of the grift, where, like, I was a liberal who, you know, realized the left had gone too far, so join me in this open space where we discuss ideas and, you know, we seek freedom and high-mindedness above all other things. And by the way, like, interestingly, like, the reason I'm doing this seems to have a lot to do with me catering towards right-wing people and ideas. Not a coincidence either. Dave Rubin was at TYT before he left the left. I mean, Anna Kasparian has seen for herself how well that grift works, but I don't think Dave Rubin is getting, like, as much attention these days. So yeah, they announced that Polymarket sponsorship a while ago. I love, as a progressive left-leaning news outlet, I love to you know, take money from the Peter Thiel-backed political gambling site that's been, like, basically buying out infiltrate. You know, I've gotten, like, emails and DMs from people. Hey, you want to talk about the Polymarket? I think that your viewers would be very interested in the Polymarket and what it has to offer. You keep your grubby goddamn corpo Peter Thiel hands off of me, you sons of bitches. I can tell they're really proud of the sponsorship too, because it's in an unlisted video with 154 views. Me when I have principles. Me when.
Live from the Polymarket.
Oh, okay. All right, that's right. You got a lot of energy.
Studios. What is this? Well, we got a new sponsor, Polymarket, and what they do is tell you basically the odds of anything in the real world happening. So it's the world's largest.
They don't tell you the odds. They're betting markets. Telling you the odds would be like statistical predictions. It's a gambling site. It doesn't predict the future. It's okay.
Largest prediction market. And it has things like, hey, who's going to win, Biden or Trump? We'll come back to that in a second. How many tweets is Elon Musk going to do in the next 24 hours? It's hilarious. I love it. I think it's a perfect sponsor for us. And obviously we'll be telling you a lot more about it going forward. tyt.com/Polymarket to find out who they are, their relationship with us, etc. You can look all into it. You'll be hearing that throughout the rest of the year. I love that they bought the sponsorship for the studio.
That's great, man. Bought the sponsorship for the studio, so I guess now it's the Polymarket studio. That must have been a pretty expensive like sponsorship, right? To get the name on the studio. By the way, I keep saying that it's a Peter Thiel outfit. I should be clear, by the way. Peter Thiel has invested, I understand, invested heavily in it. He didn't like found it or anything. But to me, it's another one of the like Silicon Valley, like crypto adjacent, techno-fascist forces kind of like influencing things. Not necessarily even behind the scenes, but like, you know, first of all, it's gambling. And I think gambling is immoral. And second of all, it's a market, and I think markets are immoral. And third of all, you know, it's just there are so many what would you call it? What would I call it if I wasn't currently just absolutely incredibly tired? Conflicting interests, perhaps? It's not great. They hired Nate Silver. And he's been, like, insufferable lately. Founded in 2020, Polymarket has raised a total of $70 million from investors, including Peter Thiel's Founders Fund and Ethereum creator Vitalik Buterin. Yeah, I feel like if this service, if this website is getting kind of, like, primarily fronted by crypto guys and, like, Silicon Valley fascists, I feel like that might not be good, in my opinion. But what do I know?
We appreciate them. Turns out they're longtime viewers of the Young Turks. So can't love it, can't get enough of it.
I wonder why they made this an unlisted video. I wonder if they thought perhaps it might be a little bit weird. Like their audience might react to this poorly. Oh, look. Yikes, must be rough to start taking money from a crypto gambling company. Lol. Desperate times, desperate measures concerning. Well, if you enjoy consuming actual independent media, then please consider liking and subscribing. Give me all your money. You know, I think that look, okay, it's going to take a lot of backing for us to beat the poly market, and I think that maybe listen, the only poly I'm interested in is the Greater Seattle polycule, and the only markets I'm concerned with are the socialist ones. Folks, give me all your money. Thank you. But how will I eat? That's not my problem, Lilycrem. That's not my problem. That's your problem. I can't because I spent it all on a Ralph Lauren sweater. That's a pretty good reason to not have much money right now.